Okay, there we go. It turns out there is actually a button that you have to press to go live. I technically gone live, like you'll see when I upload the actual full recording. I don't technically need to anymore, which is quite nice. Yeah, so it's basically saying it has been a while, and as you can tell, I'm not quite familiar with streaming on YouTube, as I once was. So, everything seems to be going well enough. There we go. Oh, I need to mute myself. There we go. So, who we got on the chat then? We got Alexander. Good to have you, my friend. We got AT. I've got Carl. How are you guys doing there? We'll get going here shortly. I'm really using Twitch. Sorry, I'm really using YouTube more of a experiment. Kind of want to see how it goes there. How you doing there, John? Good to have you, my friend. Hello there, Pirate. Swordfish. Yeah, you're not welcome here. Oh, Epic, you got a date? Oh, well done, man. Yeah, just an experiment, really. It's one of these of I might see which is actually worth it from a time investment point of view, really. Which is like the better one, I suppose you could say. So what I'm going to do here is get the game loaded up. How you doing there, Toby? There we go. Well, I'm trying here on YouTube. Gonna try it here. See how we get on. It's been a long while since I actually streamed on YouTube, so I'm gonna see how it goes. I think the issue is Twitch is great, but more of the actual viewer base is actually here on YouTube, which is it's one of those things. How you doing there, Leonidas? Good to have you, my friend. I'll watch until my girlfriend yells at me. I like that. Oh dear. Oh, congratulations, my friend. I hope. Do you know the sex? I have breaking news. Okay, so we're gonna get going then in just a moment. Dermatology. Ooh, that sounds like no fun there, Horizon. I hope you got some earphones. Right, so we're looking for turn 10. Will you be my Valentine? Oh dear. Thank you very much there, Alexander. Hello there, Sturmkirken. Good to have you, my friend. I'm having a holiday in Thailand right now. Oh, you lucky son of a bitch. Yeah, it's quite cold here in the UK at the moment. Well, it's not so much cold. It's actually been quite warm today. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, it's been quite warm today. But yeah, it's all rainy. I was reading an article earlier today, actually, saying that supposedly we're due for like 2 months of snow and etc. But then again, it's one of those things of will it actually happen? Okay, 13th of February, there we go. I do believe this is the correct turn. That's going to be great. Well, surprises are always great, aren't they? Okay, so I do know there's still shipping moving through the Torres Strait. Good number. Okay, that's rather interesting. So we have had some equipment lost there and reloaded. That's unfortunate. From the 7th Tank Regiment. That's a shame. To say they're in safe conditions as well, that's rather surprising. Right. I-1 AVP Orion. You know, that is actually complete happenstance there. Hey, doing Akelaris? Good to have you, my friend. Do go ahead and check out Akelaris' channel here on YouTube, guys. He is awesome, and I tend to call him different names that begin with D. So, I'm going to call you Dominic today, so enjoy that. But yeah, that's actually rather interesting. There's a hell of a delay here on the YouTube side, so I'm going to have to get used to that. But yeah, that is actual happenstance for the submarine I-155 to actually be headed through the area here between Batavia and Osthaven. I'm going to put that down to probably, she was heading back to, I'd say Miri for refueling. So that's quite nice. So she's on fire and heavy damage there. The AVP Orion. Now these are nice ships to hit. That's very nice to hit there. Indeed. Yeah, and she goes down there. Nice. Very nice. Right, Sturgeon. Okay, so she's attacking the patrol boat Yamahagi Maru. Right. Or is it the Yamahagi Maru who's actually engaging? Yeah, this is more just like nuisance. Yeah, detonating above the actual submarine's depth there, which is not too surprising. What does that do now? Yeah, indeed. Okay. Reacting to the submarines over here. He does not seem to want to deviate from these plans over here. China is going to be really interesting. Looks like we've finally caught up over here, actually. Yeah. I am... Oh, right, here we go. We do have a bombardment here. This is going to be the interesting area. I am looking to try to accelerate the actual mission over here, really, the operation over here. But, I don't know. We weren't entirely sure if their force is actually moving from... Is it Shangtan? Shangtan? I can't remember the name of the settlement, but I can't... Yeah, we were debating as to whether there were forces moving from here, so we should probably be able to find out today. Ideally, it gives us like a solid movement icon, so we can actually deduce some information there. I take the weather report for Dublin, sounds nice and warm-ish. Dublin. I've been to Dublin once, actually. It's a really nice city. I think the most... I'd say personally, the most impressive aspect is probably the old post office. That thing's huge. I've sat in the Irish... Parliament. But the thing is, when I sat in there, I was hungover. Probably the worst hangover I've ever had in my life. So if any of you guys have ever seen the Irish Parliament seating in there, it's really comfortable. And when you've got a massive hangover, you just fall asleep. So I do not remember a single thing at all, other than the seating being very comfortable. Okay. Kazi. Oh, Kazi. Bombarding there as well, which is quite nice. Okay. But we are going to skip this part here. I tell you, it feels nice to be back. It's been nice to actually rest the old voice. I feel like I can actually give superior commentary now, which is nice. You're half Irish there, that's cool. And Dublin Castle and Temple of Barmaid. See, this is the thing, we didn't get really let off the leash that much. Okay, so we inflicted 193 casualties here. 2 non-combatants destroyed, 40 disabled, 5 disabled, 1 disabled. We caused additional fires here, that's okay. So we engaged the 100th Chinese Corps there. But we're obviously going to keep up the bombardment. Moonlight is very low here at the moment, so once Moonlight does increase, especially when it gets to 100%, then we will have significantly better results there. Oh, damn, man. I'm sorry to hear about that. And here we go, we have the invasion of Balikpapan. Long awaited. We are receiving return fire, so I'm quite happy to have Myoko here. They have a 75mm guns. Yeah, 75mm coastal defense guns. Myoko, ooh, they do have. Was that a 120mm gun there? Yeah. Yeah, 320mm guns. Those could cause some problems. We could see a similar situation as we did see at Ambon? Was it Ambon? Yeah, Ambon. But I'm fairly confident. It'd be like receiving a shell from a destroyer or a light cruiser for the most part. Or even secondary armament of most capital ships, really. But so far, so good. I think the Zero Moonlight's actually probably helping us here. No, not today. I'm going to try using YouTube and just see what the difference is in terms of, like, viewership. As to whether it's actually better for people to watch here on YouTube or whether it's actually better to watch on Twitch. I could maybe vary up, but we could see there. Shibakazi taking the attention there from the Balikpapan coastal defense guns, but it looks like we're making good progress. We've not received a hit as of yet, so that is good. This game has autism. How you doing there, Jess? Welcome, my man. But I'm going to stress the rules once more, which is a good time probably while we're in here. Absolutely no sharing of information between the streams, so if you guys are watching the Japanese, and you're watching the US side, obviously under THG, I would say do not share information. You are welcome to watch both sides, but obviously do not share information. The best case I can say would be, okay, so the Hotoman takes a hit there, but it didn't look too bad. The best case would be, okay, we take a hit there. I'd say pick one side or the other, and then at least you can engage fully with that side. So we have taken some hits there, but they shouldn't be too bad. It looks like there's the end of the bombardment. So Hotomaru takes 1 shell hit. The Dairen Maru takes 1 shell hit there. We do suffer 14 casualties. She is on fire, but it's not heavy fire, it's not heavy damage. We inflict 64 casualties here against the Balikpapan base force. I believe we have about 4,000 men landing here. How you doing there, Michael? Mikkel? I don't know, I think it's like Mikkel. Welcome, my friend. Okay, yeah, you can see that we lose more troops actually in the unloading process. There we go, but we have made it ashore. Ideally, we will be able to get everything offloaded pretty quickly. Landing at Babar. Very good. Might have some additional landings as well, actually. Yeah, fast transports over here at Tana. There we go. Just trying to remind him that we are still active in this area. And over here as well, which is quite good. So that's a number of landings, and over here as well. Very nice. But it looks like there is a garrison over there, so that's going to be all, well, a little bit annoying. Indeed, a long-last development landing. Well, this is it. I would like to have aviation support immediately ready to go. I had actually read the actual timing of the operation when it would actually arrive. I thought we'd arrive a day later than we have. We've actually arrived a day earlier than I expected. So I haven't got the aviation ready as of yet, but it is loaded up right now at Kandari. It's going to be moving via APDs. So it shouldn't take too long to actually get over here to Balapapan. So maybe 2 days, 3 days at most, perhaps. Oh no, there's no garrisons here. I thought that was actually a Dutch force, but it's actually Japanese, isn't it? I would have missed this if it wasn't YouTube since I'm... Yeah, well, this is it. This is what I think about sometimes. It's like people are like more aware of what happens on YouTube than they are of what happens on Twitch. Right, 5 ships there is actually really interesting. I'd like to know what's actually in here. Supposedly the destroy... Sorry, the supposedly... Okay, supposedly hits on the submarines here. 2 allied ships over there. 2 allied ships over there at Wallace Island. Now, traditionally, we've only seen the 1, like, cruiser, so that could be interesting. We are reporting a good number of hits out here. Allied AMC by Palmyra, okay. I don't think we previously saw activity around Palmyra. We did see it further to the south, so that could be new. Interesting. I see you later then, if it took have a good one, my man. Okay, so notice the fact that we have Japanese aircraft sighted over Balapapan. And remember that we did send a escort to actually guard. The Flying Tigers make their entrance once again. So we do have 18 Ki-43 1Cs in here, 33 Ki-27s. Now, this isn't an ideal situation, escorting, but this was eventually going to happen. But this is really interesting. We'll figure out where he's basing them and drive him out once more. The good news is at least we do have, well, we have like something like 50, near enough 50, yeah, around about 50 fighters here. Obviously, more or less equal numbers of decent fighters. I mean, we obviously have one less Oscar, but yeah, we'll probably take some damage here due to the fact that we are escorting bombers at lower altitudes, but this is going to be rather interesting. Interesting enough, are we diving on? Right, firing, okay. Now, the Ki-27s are really, really ridiculously maneuverable at this sort of altitude. Our aircraft in general are, so we'll see how we go on here. Okay, H-81 damaged. Damaged again, that's very good news. We've not landed a kill shot as of yet. But we do have the numbers here. They may get amongst the bombers, but we'll see how we go on here. Yeah, well, that's something to bear in mind there, Leonidas and myself here. The 43s are pretty good. Like, technically, yes, the HH-1s, which are basically P-40Es, have superior firepower, but it's one of these things of, like, maneuverability can definitely make or break an engagement, especially down at this sort of low altitude. We don't have the firepower, though, which is unfortunate, but hey, we'll chip away at them. That's pretty awesome there, John. Well, I'd love to say that Horizon, but the thing is, he could then go by Tahiti. So it would be nice. It would be a nice fault, but he could get around it. He could go simply further south, which is something we always have to bear in mind. It would be difficult for him, but he could potentially do it. Yeah, no, that's something I thought was quite interesting there, Alexander, that you do point out. The fact that we're actually diving on them with Ki-27s. Yeah, well, he's diving on me now there, I believe. So I wonder what altitude he's at here, but we are quite low. Right. One of our Oscars was damaged there. But the good news is, what I will do simply next turn is I will sweep Changsha, and I will have the ability to throw a full Oscar squadron here at Changsha. I can do that. I'm actually closer to my base, and well, it depends on where he's operating from. So we do lose a Oscar. Anticipate losses here due to the low altitude. But I can just throw up the Oscars here to sweep. And I could do that at a superior altitude. What I'm going to do here is just move this along. So we are going to lose some Oscars, it seems. But we don't lose any bombers, which is really quite good. And that's what's important at the end there. But that's very interesting. At least we have seen the Flying Tigers. But his trap, which this is it. He intended it to be a trap, but this is it. It's not worked as well as he would have imagined. We probably have lost some aircraft, but we haven't lost any bombers, and we are aware of the Flying Tigers now. I mean, I had noticed, we had commented on the fact that there was no fighters over here at Chongqing. It might have been last turn or the turn before, actually, so that's really interesting. So, yeah, it's good to know that it wasn't just misinformation, so we did have a kind of idea about this. Oh, dear. Well, it's one of those. I do have a lot of K-27s, and I do have, I believe in total, a good number of Oscars. So I can do both. I would like to have a sweep because then that means I can actually have the Oscars fly a good altitude where they can ideally make the most of that. And especially, we'll see what altitude it's flying here. We'll see. Right, I'm going to speed this one up. Okay, so supposedly only one destroyed, one damaged. Supposedly only one here, but the good news is we've got 52 hits on the runway, 8 on the supply base, 8 on the actual airbase itself. So very good result there. But if I take a look over here then, so we can see that he was down about 5,000, 6,000, so he's really low down there. So if we'd have come in at higher altitude, we could have really whacked him there, but this is it. So supposedly, we came in at 7,000 feet, at least when it was spotted there. Obviously we did go in lower there, but that's interesting. Well, the reason why we're bombing the actual airfield at Changsha is the fact that he can't build fortifications. His engineers will repair the airfield before they build fortifications. So by bombing the airfield, we're stopping further fortification. Okay, Tojo's flying over Singapore, so this is our sweep. Nothing detected. See, we are flying at 30,000 feet there. So we can see that we do have some more opposition. Lower numbers here, so we'll skip this one. Yeah, looks like we lose some bombers. Okay. So, 2 destroyed, 8 damage, which is not good. But the good news is we are aware of this now. It's always most effective on the first turn that the trap is sprung. But we will be able to... yeah, but this is it. We're both flying at low altitude, really. Both flying at low altitude. But we'll be able to punish him for this. The thing is, if he tries it again, then we know what's up, you know what I mean? I haven't lost that many aircraft there. But once I figure out where the Flying Tigers are again, then I will just simply whack them there, if we even need to. But this is interesting. It is, I don't know, it's a sign, potentially, of the times there. To quote David Bowie. Am I quoting David Bowie? Oh god, I hope I'm not quoting Harry Styles. But it's interesting. It is interesting. I mean, he's interested in protecting, or, well, he's more interested in actually trying to grab some bomber kills, really, I suppose you could say. Yeah, 2 allied ships over there. There's a couple, so there's supposedly 7 allied ships in that area, which is rather interesting. I think it is very interesting. He apparently feels confident enough to move shipping through that area, which is something that I'm really trying to encourage in him. Notice the sheer amount of actual supposed hits on submarines around here, which is really good. That's going to be good for our pilots in their ASW training. But yeah, he feels safe enough to actually move shipping through that area, which is something I want to encourage. I'm not going to attack them. The reason being, I want to put that notion in his head that he can move things through there. No, we're stood down at Rangoon. We lost about 10 zeros last turn due to the... I'm going to put it down to fatigue, really, so we're going to have them rest. Well, the thing is that Singapore, he did try to do a long-range combat patrol trap again. So what I'm going to do is, like, steadily increase the number of bombers over Singapore. Right, okay, sailfish. Been attacked over here? I hope. Hopefully so. I mean, I've been basically out of commission for the last, well, 2 weeks really, just because of the fact that I've been busy with college work, but that is pretty much all done for the time being. I've got more essays to do, but it's not like a deadline that's like today, you know what I mean? But I was quite happy to get everything in ahead of schedule and hopefully to a high quality, so we'll see about that. And we should remove the elite pilots. Well, the thing is, he lost a lot of pilots from the Flying Tigers. But it's interesting to see very much. To be honest, it's one of these things. He's thrown in the Flying Tigers. And it's not really a good idea. If I was him, it's one of these of like, what does he gain? Sure, he shoots down a couple of bombers, but the bombers ain't going to make that much of a difference. But he's thrown away airframes if we can actually catch him. And obviously we will be looking towards catching him now. But obviously he has thrown away pilots as well. And, I mean, he can afford pilots to a degree. But he can't afford to lose experience. So it's one of these of, like, how experienced are these Flying Tiger pilots? And does he really want to be throwing away, like, H-81s when he could use them in more meaningful areas? That's my question. So still 289 there. But Moonlight will continue. Well, we're at 0% now, so we should see Moonlight increase as of next turn. So we're going to keep that going up then. We are getting to a point where things are swinging in our favour. A couple more bombardments were good there. Okay, so I could have shocked that unit over there, but yeah, this is it. I don't like to do things without information. Oh, they surrendered! Oh, hell yeah! Banzai. I'll take that one. I know, I got Banzai indeed. Supply issues. And that close to Nanyang. That's interesting. Okay, so that unit is destroyed outright, which is fantastic there. That's actually really, that's very interesting information there. And, okay, so the Lark Battalion over here. So, Japanese deliberate attack on Rabaul. You can see that we have the 24th Infantry Regiment there. Yeah, they're forced to retreat once more. I'm surprised they didn't surrender, to be honest. Yeah, they're lacking supply here. 174 casualties inflicted. We receive no casualties in turn. Yeah, these guys, they don't have any supply. Still some fighters here, but they're kind of ruined here. Right, deliberate attack over here. That's a lot of men for here. Oh, the base is ours. Any aircraft? I always like to see if we can find any aircraft out here. Right, Allied bombardment attack at Balikpapan. So yeah, we can see here 27 versus 146. Now we will attack tomorrow there. Shock attack against the Makassar garrison over here, so this should finish them off once and for all. And the Makassar garrison will walk into captivity. Hey, do Makassar. Yep, there we go, they walk into captivity. Lower supplies. There we go. No casualties received, 352 inflicted there. Very nice. Right, a shock attack over here then. That shouldn't be happening, actually. Where are they retreating towards? Henyang. What unit is that? Oh. Yeah, of course. Now, that's not a good thing. That's not a good thing. That's something I would have preferred not to have happened there. I forgot about the fact that obviously crossing the river they would shock. I was hoping that... It's not a great thing, but I think the division should be passed there. That's not good. Okay. How you doing there, Brian? Welcome to the stream, my man. Yeah, I'm not too happy about that last shock attack there. It's nice to have the casualties inflicted, but I would have preferred something different there. Yeah, it was a Chinese unit that retreated across the fucking river, which is annoying. To say the very least, it's been causing problems. Things I don't want him to have information about what we have behind our lines. Which is annoying. So we'll see there. Right, so they're beginning their refit. Yeah, that's very good news. Service destroyers were sat there, for some reason not going into refit, even though they were set to go into refit to upgrade. So I'm glad to see them actually going into refit there, so that's quite nice. Okay. Yeah, we'll have to get some garrisons in there. 62nd, 63rd, 64th, 65th, 67th. Naval Guards arrive. 12th Base Force arrives at Saigon. That's nice. I like having forces that arrive like out in the extremity of Empire rather than all the way here in the interior. But we have had just the reinforcement of additional Naval Guard units. So you can see these guys have just arrived, so they're going to take some time to reinforce. Well, actually saying that, they look to be in full strength there, so that's quite good. So, those are additional troops I can put to service somewhere, really. I can't think where I'd want to use them right now, but we'll figure that one out. What was their experience? So, experience is 50, 90 morale. What I'm going to do then is actually have these guys set to train here. No reason not to be honest. There we go. And we had another unit arrive over here, actually. I forgot which city it was. As we have the destroyers going to upgrade. Well, to go upgrade. I think he's reinforced here, hasn't he? Yeah, he's reinforced. Has he? I think he's reinforced at Hengyang. Yeah, I think this was about 30,000. Okay, it's not great. And he's based on a Changtai. Brave. That's still empty. That's still empty. Okay, that's interesting. 4 units there. 11 units there. My detection's not really very good here at the moment. Okay, at least the Kyoko... Kyoko. Naval Guard units in position over here at this base. So if I take a look, W... so I control the roadways around here. I've got the armoured car there. Secondary. So this is wooded, this is rough. So it'd take them some time to move there, but what I might do then is move potentially another armoured unit there, perhaps. Maybe one here as well, like an armoured unit there, be quite nice. I mean, we will have a unit move there. That would be handy, so then at least I could surround him and then destroy him. I suppose it's not ideal, but I suppose in some ways it's not too bad. Right, tank regiment's moving up there. I don't know if he'll know about this. So I'm going to sneeze. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I would have preferred that unit to have not been there. I forgot about this. I mean, that was only 190 troops. Jesus Christ. I didn't. Yeah, no. I don't know why that unit was there. I didn't intend to send that unit. See, I'd sent the 12th Mixed Brigade here, so that must have been a mistake there. Yeah, I'm going to call that one a mistake, because I did not intend to send that unit there. So this is what happens sometimes. Mistakes are made. Right. Okay. So we're going to have to figure out how we respond to the situation over here. I could just simply increase the altitude at which we fly. I do feel like he has reinforced here. I think this previously was 4? I mean, this is the awful thing about the delay between turns. I'm like starting to forget details here at the moment. I think he has reinforced there. I think it was previously 30-odd thousand. So now he's at 54,000, which isn't too bad, actually. I mean, it's not great, but it's not as bad as I mean, this is it. We're looking at potential movement over here, so it's not as bad as we feared. It does complicate the situation. It might be that we delay. It might be that we still go ahead. It's going to be one of those where we have to make the considerations. You take a look at that one unit there. Supposedly they're 1 unit, 16,000 men. Which would be a corps. I mean, that could be 3, 4 corps. He might have sent a single corps in there. It could be that he... Yeah, I think we had previously 2 to 3 corps. Maybe 3 corps were here previously from the numbers we saw. Maybe 2 corps. He might have reinforced with a 3rd and potentially a 4th corps. Or it might be that we had 2 corps, base forces or something. And he sent another corps. If we're looking at this corps here, which is 16,000 men, that might make sense. I'm gonna hesitantly say it might be 1 additional corps, which could mean I don't know. Let's say 400 AV. I'm gonna hazard a guess at, which does change things. It does make it harder. We'll see about that. The good news is I don't see anything else moving right now. Are they in the same hex? No, they're not. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. Didn't know about that, actually. Yeah, Presumably, the newly arrived core may not have a lot in the way of preparation. So at 26 units here, so we're still at what numbers we saw previously. There's 5 here. It's actually really interesting. So it looks like he's hedging his bets over here at Shangtan. I had been debating the usage of the paratroopers for some time, to be honest. And, There is a good part of me that considers dropping earlier than anticipated. We're going to have to think this one over, really. We're going to have to think that one over. We do have 38th Division over here. It may be, I mean, it might be worthwhile waiting for the extra division, so it might be that we go back to the older plan and wait for additional forces. I've got these guys over here, so they're unloading the tank regiments. So we do have 3 tank regiments that have just arrived that would be up in this position in a couple days. I do have over here at San Fernando. Not you. Right, okay, you're loading. Right, you're loading up the 7th Tank Regiment. 34 vehicles, 498 men. So not a terribly large amount of men still remaining there. So in theory, we could have another tank regiment there in about 3-4 days, depending on the actual time, taken to unload, etc. I do have a mixed... Sorry, I do have an infantry brigade over there. We do have an engineer regiment over there. Yeah, it is interesting. It would have been nice to have had these divisions. I think we should have used the battleships to bombard when we had the chance, and I regret that one now. But that's something we'll learn there. Oh, AT. Trust you to go for something like that. As far as we go for the Gita Batai, let's see. Have they returned to service? So that's the question. Okay, man. Have a beautiful evening. Good night, my friend. I think they should return to service today, or it might be tomorrow. I forget what the timeline is like now. No, we're not going to have a bad experience. Right, bed available for service and damage data truck. Excellent. So Tone and Aoba are now ready. So we are in a position actually to send, well, basically to begin Operation Shiko. Have you tried using dynamite? Oh dear. Right. So, Hiru, Soru, Shukaku, Zukaku. There we go, there's our 4. Well, it might be that it's major damage or something like that. I didn't see that, but I have to take a look at it. But it's not a major issue. So, Hiei Kirishima. Right, okay, so we take a look over here, so endurance. Yeah, look at the endurance of the Chikuma and the Tone. I mean, the Tone class is just exceptional. That's some just major endurance. So, Chikuma, Tone, Aoba. I will take Chitose. I'll take Haguro. Or Haguro. There we go. Now, as to whether I take the light cruisers, I'm going to say no right now. Maybe I'll change my mind, but we'll see. Right, okay, other way around. There we go. So we do have here the Hatsuharu class of destroyer there. I'll have to double check. So I'm going to put these bad boys in here. These guys having the 6,000 endurance, which is quite nice. So that brings us up to 22 ships. So, I mean, the thing is, it's like, I was going to have an additional heavy cruiser in there, and I would have an additional heavy cruiser in there. And I've actually dispatched them to head towards Canton Island area. The reasoning being, to potentially, well, basically see the Christmas Island situation on that one. Otherwise, I would have had a additional heavy cruiser in there. But I might put the light cruisers in, but it means, well, the thing is I don't have any fuel out here at the moment due to the truck silos being emptied. So I guess what I'll do then is put in another 3 destroyers here. I'm going to put in undamaged ones. And these are the Kagero, or Kagero class destroyers there, so they're pretty damn good. Okay. So we do have combined fleet here. I'm going to send that out. Oh, I don't know why I was typing combat mission. Combine. Oh God. Combined fleet. Yokawa Shibe. He's not a good commander. We'd have to take a look at that. Oh, AT. Yes, we do. Heavy cruisers are absolutely superb. The reason is, well, not only do they bring that endurance, they have the AA and they have the firepower. Also, the fact is they're really good. The thing is, destroyers are all well and good, but when it comes to, if it became a surface a surface task force fight, we're going to need them. But also, what we would do then is actually have the heavy cruisers actually split out to form surface task forces. No, it's not too big. This is what we need. Do bear in mind that we do have MKB heading this way shortly. MKB having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 heavy cruisers there, unless my eyes deceive me. So we are pretty good. Obviously, we're going to have the 2 BBs over there. One of them is in decent state. The other one could be present to service if necessary. I'd obviously rather not do that with Nagato? The hell's it? What is it called again? I forgot what it's called now. Ah, yeah, Nagato. I don't know why it sounded weird. Yeah, we still have another 2 heavy cruisers repairing in here. So, Kagi. Okay. Yeah. The intention here is that we are going to be split in. Well, what's going to happen is basically, should we make it past this point, ideally without discovery, I'm going to check out the ships there at Palmyra in a short while, but should we make it past this area without discovery, we'd obviously then move up this way. We would then split the combined fleet in half to cover a wider area. And also bear in mind that if we do detect things, there's no reason as to why, assuming that there's no actual warships of any substance in that area, that we couldn't send a heavy cruiser and some destroyers to go out and just basically destroy them. Have we seen the US carriers recently? I still don't have any information of Wellington. The last time we saw the carriers... Oh, fuck, what day was it now? It's been a few days from now. But we last saw, presumably, 2 carriers in this area. Is there any detection here? Everything's dark in this area. It's so strange. The thing is, like, each day that we don't see the port at Wellington... I don't know. I don't know if I should worry more or less about it. I mean, obviously there are carriers in this area, so we should never take that lightly. But I don't know. I don't know if I can say he's at Wellington anymore. Maybe he's moved out of the area. I mean, I am sending a submarine towards Melbourne. I've got some submarines moving around these areas. The most likely destination that he would then move to would be potentially Melbourne, Sydney, this sort of area, really. I don't know. It's like, as I was asked in one of your other streams, what do I think he's doing? Maybe he's moving to the Indian Ocean. Maybe British carriers are moving into the Pacific. Maybe he's getting ready to move into the Coral Sea. Maybe. Is he still at Wellington? I don't know. Maybe. It's a hard one to say, really. Don't have any intelligence over these. Moving southwest, moving southeast. Yeah, well, the thing is with Wellington, I don't know if the actual float plane is actually bloody flying in there. It doesn't seem to have flown in there some last few days. It doesn't look like it's flown again. big pain. What's the weather like down in that area? There's some storms there to the south. It could have been stormy during the night. It seems like it's currently overcast at the moment. It is clear skies over Wellington. Maybe I fly it in the day. I don't know. Might have to just consider something like that if needs be. You're taking an inordinate amount of time to unload. How does worry me, actually? It might simply be that I might unload the fuel over here at Tulagi, or potentially even another base. See, Noumea does actually have that. Well, Noumea does have a large port there. I don't know. It might be that I bring a very cheap tanker down to this area, a very small tanker to actually move fuel into Luganville. I'd have to check out the situation, but it might be that the base is actually too busy, but we'll see. We're getting closer and closer to level 4 air bases, which is quite nice. I would like to build up Gazmarta's air base as well, to a level 2. ASAP, really. Right, 24th Infantry has arrived over here, at least this element of it. Well, you've got to bear in mind that he was... He's flying a combat air patrol, sure. But we only ran into that when we ran over the base, so he might have had it as just a 1 hex. Just one of those, really. I'd imagine that, yeah, I'd say that we can, we'd be able to fly naval search in the general vicinity. I think the reason why we lost the float plane was obviously the fact that it went directly towards the carriers that were at Wellington. So obviously his combat air patrol did have a good chance of actually picking up on and destroying them, especially as the fact of, I think he has radar there. Probably will be a ship there with radar. I don't know if the Lexingtons actually have radar. I'm going to probably say yes. So that's probably why we got picked up there, due to the fact that we headed towards him. But I'd say that we could safely run naval search in the area around him, or at least have a good chance of running in the area around him. I don't see the advantage of him moving to the Indian Ocean as he leaves supply routes to Australia though invulnerable. Well, yeah, I mean, this is it, but I don't know, it depends, really. As far as I can say... I mean, as far as I can guess, there's 2 carriers. I'm gonna say there's at least 2 carriers in the south. There could be more, there could be less, but I feel like 2 carriers is probably the closest that we have to correct information. So it's one of those, I'm going to hazard a guess at 2 carriers in the south. So maybe there's 2 carriers still remaining at Pearl Harbor, maybe there's 2 carriers somewhere else. So that might be why he feels a little bit emboldened to do something like the Indian Ocean. How you doing there, Rankar? Yeah, I'm gonna try YouTube. See how it goes. I've had a number of people say that they've actually been aware of the stream, whereas normally they wouldn't. So that's something I'm gonna take into consideration. We'll see. We will see. Okay. Well, he had... Well, I don't know if he still has. I can't really stop him moving things down this area, per se. I'd probably be aware of it to some degree. At least potentially aware of it to some degree. So there's one ship over here. I swear to God we saw... Well, no. Okay. Well, there's a suggestion that there's multiple ships here. Still seeing one, which is interesting, but I don't have any good information there as such. But yeah, maybe... Well, he did reinforce this area. Maybe he's taken troops away. Maybe he's added more. It's hard to say, really. AMC. 1 ship. So if supposedly there's 1 ship sighted over here, supposedly there's 3 ships sighted over here at Christmas Island. I am able to turn about some escorts. So I've got the Kiyosumi Maru over here. And I'm going to use her to refuel the 2 patrol boats over here, the Ansoyo class PBs. The reason being, we've got the Oite destroyer over there. So what I'm going to do is take Apokuma, have her detached, and have her make greater haste towards Baker/Canton Island. When I'm going to look towards putting together a task force. We do have this over here. So these guys are the 19 knotters. Our Kino. with the slow ones, I would probably use the patrol boats, but they're too fast to patrol boats. If I take a look over here, what is your cruise speed? Your cruise is 15 knots. Cruise speed of these patrol boats is 12 knots. It's a little bit slower, unfortunately. I do have these slower oilers over here, which are 10 knots. Yeah, so they're fine to escort these guys. So what I'm going to do then is take the light cruiser out this turn, I believe. Have it link up with the other light cruiser. And then what I'll do is have the patrol boats head towards the actual oilers over here. Then they can link up, and the destroyer Ote can be taken out and sent alongside the light cruisers. I do have another cruiser force on its way, which is the form of Kitagusa, Nowaki, and Arashi, which are making full speed towards Baker Island. So what I'm looking towards assembling here then is... well... I'm looking to assemble a surface task force over here of sufficient strength. So what I could do is potentially send it towards hitting Christmas Island, potentially bombarding Christmas Island, potentially looking to engage the ships around that area. Maybe even at Palmyra, depending. I don't know if Palmyra is mine, so I'm not particularly too keen on that one. But it gives us some flexibility. It certainly gives us that flexibility, which is very important, really. It gives me the ability to adapt. Okay. I think one CV. Yeah, I think there's one British fleet carrier, one British light carrier, which is the Hermes. He can put different aircraft on board the Hermes. That's the thing to remember. He might just have fighters on board, you know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if they could be around there. Alright, they're patrolling there. She's heading back to replenish. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, is there any detection over here? There's no detection. No detection. Kind of using these submarines as some sort of a tripwire. I don't know. It's hard to say when he could have... I don't know. He's one of those of... Has he even gone that way? It's hard to say. Hey, doing very diligent. Well, I'm going to see how we go. I'm going to see how we go. What I'm going to say, Ben, is if you guys could let me know down in the comments like whether you'd prefer me to stream here or on Twitch. Okay, so... Diane... Oh, sorry, is that Diren? Diren Moru did take some hits there. She's still able to make 14 knots, which ain't bad, actually. Now, she's got fires. Low flotation, actually, but the fires aren't great. I could probably manage it back to port. I do own the port over here, so I could head back there and put it into dock there. Obviously, I'd prefer to get her somewhere else, but we do have that opportunity. On the other hand, I might even wait here. We do have the 4C detachment, and I would take the base next turn. Looking pretty good there. I think the numbers are actually pretty low. What is this? Clear terrain? I should be able to shock attack here with the 4C detachment of the division quite well. 4th Division C detachment with some ease, actually. Yeah, we have 2,500 fighting men, 37 guns, 2,100 second line troops, which is good. 104 IGA infantry, 15 IGA engineer squad. So pretty damn powerful force, even if it's not the full division. It's surely able to take this. I mean, that was 24 AV supposedly. Could be probably more, but the clear terrain makes this a cakewalk, really. Yeah, I guess I might wait here. I might split... it's hard to say, because the thing is, it's like, if I wait here, I am kind of inviting air attacks, so it's hard. Yeah, look at him trying to escape over here. We should... Yeah, I've got... Right, the 15th Naval Guard. Tankers moving through there. Small tankers at the very least. Right. Are you talking about my Kaiser 8 team? Okay. That unit's not moving, that's good. Yeah, he's not bold enough to attack here anymore. Doesn't look like he's going to attempt it down here to the south. So, 19, 17, 12, okay. Oh, right, real life. Okay, cool, cool. So the Yokosuka third SLF is in position and is in its totality here, actually. Yep, it's in its full strength now, which is good news. So do have 21 planned then for Tion. That's good. I don't know. I'm going to have to really consider our... Yeah, I'm going to have to really consider our approach over here in China. Maybe we wait for additional reinforcements. Maybe we wait for the additional forces to assemble, really. I mean, it would be nice to have the additional armoured regiments for sure. It's a tough choice. It is a tough choice in China. But I suppose at the end of the day, it's one of those of, there is an argument made for being bold and decisive, but the thing is, it's like, I don't have as much information as I would like now. I can hazard a guess that there's an additional corps in Henyang. And there's still a chance of victory, but it's one of those of, well, with another corps that does add additional AV to his possible defences there. So it would be nice to potentially have as much firepower. And we'll see. We will see. The good news is this is a major road, so we could move pretty quickly there. I can't seem to embrace the boxes. Oh dear. And a future campaign that I would run of a play by ML would probably be a very different scenario. But I would say I'd probably be in... It'd probably turn out better due to the fact that I actually have a better idea of how the warfare, well, land warfare works. But that's something to bear in mind. Still don't see anything in this area. Yeah, it's a little bit annoying, but I don't have great information here. But that's fairly new. That's new. 4 units south there. They are in cleared terrain. Now, is he going to make a play towards Xinjiang again? But the thing is, if he does that, he could move there. It's major roads. I do have 2 infantry regiments. Now, not as strong as a brigade. Well, around about the same strength as a brigade here, really. So 251 AV. I do have level 2 fortifications. What is the actual terrain here at Xinjiang? It is wooded, so that is ×2 terrain. So we're probably looking at a around about 500 AV, give or take. My super chat function is disabled, is it? Oh, it shouldn't be. Okay, let me just see about that. So I kind of do rely on donations. I'm so sorry, but yeah. Donations are nice. It helps me buy books and stuff. How do I change that? Settings. It shouldn't be. Oh, enable monetization. Okay. I don't know why that's like that. Huh. Okay, that's something to bear in mind. It should have been enabled. I don't know why that's like that then, because it was enabled for a long time. Unless YouTube's up to its usual shite and changes shit. Which is probably what it's doing there. That's annoying. Let's see if I can do about that. Yeah, of course they've changed shit. Yep, they have changed shit. Oh, it should be actually working. That's weird. Yeah, here we go. Oh, this is a very, like, meaningless thing for a lot of people, and I apologise. Let's see. Yeah, so if I bring the screen up, yeah, as you can see here, like, it's saying disable super chat, so it's actually still working. Yeah. Seems like it's working fine. I don't know. Anyway, I'll Ignore that. Well, yeah, donations are highly appreciated. You know what? I'm going to say Happy Christmas to you all before I do forget, or unless I'm busy. I know it's a little bit preemptive, but I'm going to say Happy Christmas, and I hope you guys have a fantastic festive season. Well, YouTube shoots itself in the foot consistently, so I'm not exactly surprised. Not surprised on that one. But hey, man, 2019, 2020, politics are going to be awesome. It's going to be very interesting years, isn't it? Alright, let's see. It's going to take me longer to get around this turn just because it has been such a delay. I'm going to have to figure out what we're doing again. Now, let's see. So, the 41st Infantry Division, sorry, Regiment, I wish it was a division, has arrived. That's good. There we go. Sub by AV. So, 5th, 48th, 18th. Okay, so the 21st, was it the 21st or the 25th? Yeah, 21st Division has just arrived over here at Johor Bahru. So we're going to have them move over there to Singapore. Brings up to 5 divisions in total. Get on to the Imperial Guard Division was pretty much smashed, but they still do have those guns. Right, engineers moving across to Singapore. Engineers moving across to Singapore. You know the tail there. So we'll have an additional division, 3 additional engineer units. I am looking to free up additional engineers from over here to Bataan. He will know I'm moving forces out of Bataan. So it's going to be interesting as to whether or not he actually tries to engage there. I don't know why I'm patrolling here. Sometimes I forget about the things I do. And I'm like, why did I do that? I can't remember right now. No, we are looking to chase down the Dutch forces there, which is good. So the good news is the 4th Division A detachment did destroy the Dutch garrison forces there, which is excellent. Let's see, what is this? This is a size 4 port, size 1, size 1. Okay, we're going to move back down here to Makassar. There we go. Right, we didn't receive an additional torpedo this turn, which is good. Awaki Maru is damaged, but she's alive, and the troops are going to be able to get off Awaki Maru, which is good news. She's really hurt. Like, she's definitely she'd have to go back to Japan to repair, or to another large port to repair. Well, not even a large port. She could repair it at Naha in Okinawa. Is it Naha or Naga? I think it's Naga, not Okinawa. Is it? Can't remember now. Yeah, I'll take a look at that shortly then, AT. I'll do it now, actually. I'm going to take a look at air loss as well, because I can imagine Carl's probably going to be screeching from behind the screen at this point. You know who you are, Carl. Hope you did well on your exam thing that you did the other day. Let's see. How you doing there, Jen? Things are slow. We've had some big delays lately. Right, so in terms of Hiro... So at the moment they're set to training. There's nothing decided as of yet for the time being, the reason being that, well, I've had them training. I may continue with them training until we get to the Marsh Islands, or I might change it. I'm not anticipating having to change it for some time. It is worthwhile to take advantage of that training, but I might have them change. See, the thing is, I don't want them to be picked up by submarines in this area, so that's something to bear in mind. I'd like to be able to slip through here undetected. The good news is Moonlight at 0% does actually help us with that. I might choose this way to move out, but we'll see about that. We know there's a submarine roughly here, so we'll see. That's good, man. I'm glad you're doing well. Yeah, I'll decide on that one. I don't want aircraft being spotted. I don't want to give him any heads up of what's going on there. I think might keep them on... Yeah, I might keep them on naval training, well, just on training in general, till they get to around about this point, at least for the fighters and the bombers, the dive bombers, torpedo bombers, etc. The float planes I will set to naval searches per normal, I reckon. Ah, that's awesome there, Jen. Yes, well, there's been a really awesome sail on recently as well, which is pretty cool. It's good as well, just because it helps to get more people involved in the game, which is just, it's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. So we did knock back the battalion over there, so I'm going to leave them just to wither on the vine there, really. We have over here, not as much obviously as we do at Rabal, but that's still a decent amount of men. Considering the fact that he's starved of supplies, that's not going to do a goddamn thing there against Marta. Right, I've got the additional forces over here as well. Yeah, so we'll unload into aviation engineer units over here. From the China model, which is actually quite a funny name there. Yeah, so they do have some SLF squads as well, which is good news. AAMGs, not that they really matter there. But yeah, the SLF squads are nice. So yeah, they're going to begin to unload here within the next few days. I'm going to begin unloading now. They can't dock at the moment due to it being a size 1. Let's see. You're here. In fairness, you could be actually sent back to Rabal. There's no reason not to. There we go. 5 units there. I do wonder if he's... I wonder if he's flirting with the idea of reinforcing Port Moresby. I'd love to see him try. It's one of these things I don't think there's much that he can do about this. So the thing is, once the 56th Division gets... Well, he's actually in position over here at Port Moresby. It's not going to be an easy battle. I'm not going to pretend it's going to be an easy battle. But it is one that I do feel that I can win in time. And I kind of want to use it as something to draw him in, really. So the thing is, if he starts sending reinforcements over here, it's like all well and good, but the thing is, it's like, well, what can I do against an Imperial Japanese division? Especially if I can control the airspace around here. That's going to be an interesting thing. So I think, in all honesty, this might be the reason. If there's any reason for him to be in the Coral Sea, it would be for Port Moresby, potentially. I did a mean thing to the AI at the Dutch island Van Bon. Reinforce the Dutch fort with a full Australian... Oof. Yeah, I bet that hurt them. Okay. Not seeing anything around here. So we'll take these bases then tomorrow. Cancel unloading. Cancel unloading. Right, so we have that base there, that's good news. Docks, loading troops up, that's good news. So, what I'm going to do then... I don't know, I'm tempted to make a run for the base over here at Maroc. Or Maroc. I could even potentially try to make a run there. It is interesting to see that he is moving assets here, so it probably isn't worth it, considering the fact that, yeah, where the ship's moving here, I don't know what kind of ships they are, so it probably isn't worthwhile. I could lose good men there. What I'm going to do then is have you sent over there to Law. And then at least can speak. Well, yeah, we can begin to take the Flores Islands and just, well, Flores Island bases and just these bases in general, really. But quite the momentous step over here with Balikpapan, which we should be able to seize tomorrow. I'm going to be really surprised if we do not seize this tomorrow. I've got a good commander. He's not the best, but he's pretty good. 69 land. Yeah, it's pretty good. And, yeah, 2 disruption, 8 fatigue. They're in pretty good shape there. It's pretty good shape. 147 AV. Looking at, what, 24, 27, something like that. We should be able to manage that. Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, well, it's one of these things, like, carriers are great in the right situation. It's one of those, isn't it? You'll have a great haul of targets if there is indeed a lot of targets. I ended up sinking several Japanese carriers with surface ships. Well, this is it. Carriers are very vulnerable to surface ships in the wrong situation. The thing is, it's like carriers are never meant to be in surface combat. They're never meant to be within range of guns. Which is why I'm actually sending out a heavier escort of heavy cruisers. There are multiple reasons for that, but it is part of the reason why, is to make sure that we do have the protection then in case. Okay. So, Shoho Force is going to be linking up over here at Marcus Island tomorrow. Yeah, so we'll have the Oilers there, which is good news. Well, there is the subtender that was attacked. I don't know if it's still being trailed. We did see, well, we had the American interception around about here. Whether or not he knows it's here, I do not know. I might reroute it in a different direction completely now, just to avoid giving away too much. So I think I might have it. It's one of these, I don't know. I do want it at Midway, but But I don't need it. It's split. Do I want it? Or do I? It would be nice. I could have it at Wake, but Wake is... Yeah, we can see the bloody submarine right there. Maybe. Not Wake. I think Wake, so I suppose. Yeah, it's one of those of... Do I want it in midway where it can be potentially more use due to the fact that it actually does narrow down the distance that we have to cover? Or do I want it at Marcus? Now Marcus is... It's not too bad. But it's not as close as Midway is. Oh, heavy cruiser is still a heavy cruiser, man. It could still kick the ass out of thing. Well, kick ass. It's one of those things. It's like surface combat is a very interesting thing. It's like the game really, I suppose you could argue, disproportionately favors smaller surface task forces than larger ones. Still dealing with that crap. That was interesting to hit the AVP here. That was interesting. She went down as well from what we heard. Okay. So, okay, let's take a look at China. I would like to combine these. I might be able to do it with the planes from Clark. It's annoying that I can't... I mean, the majority of it is over there. Alright, a couple more. Fly them over to Hankow. To Hankow they go. That's annoying. I want to unify that group. It's an interesting development. It's one of these of... he may expect me to actually go for Chang Tae. Well, it's one of those. It's like if you... It's an interesting one. If you're playing against a human... The AI is not very good at that sort of stuff, but a human can definitely organise small task forces that are really able to punch above their weight. It's just the fact that they're able to... They act with maximum efficiency, I suppose you could say, of that actual ship. If you have ships that are the same speed and ideally same class, they act really well together with the same range and etc. It's arguable. I mean, obviously, like, small task forces did do well historically too. I'm not saying that they didn't, but it's one of these. I'd say the 15, you're probably better off just splitting them up into two smaller ones. You get more utility out of them, really. Alright, let's see. Be armed. Good. Bombard once again at one column. Right, so who knows, they might be able to do it by tomorrow as well. Okay, so this unit's moving back over there. I do find it a little bit worrying that I don't have information on Nanning. I can't remember if I said an aircraft actually cover Nanning or not. I don't know. I'm half tempted to draw the paratroopers in China, but it might be an overreaction. I think what I might do then is see what happens tomorrow. As to whether we carry on with the plan, the thing is, well, I would love to accelerate to, well, yeah, I'd love to accelerate the operation that we did have planned. But the thing is, we'll see what happens tomorrow. If we see evidence of moving, or if we see evidence of the fact that maybe he knows something's up, we can reassess. It's hard to say as well, because obviously if he's got another Corvette, he's going to be stronger. We'll have to really consider that one, to be honest. I don't want to rush into something if waiting actually gives us a opportunity, really. We'll see about that. Yeah, what I'd say there, Jenny, is play against a human opponent to really get the proper experience. That's when things get real. Okay. So, I do have the AVs over there. Okay. The other AO is not too far away now from Marcus. So things are coming together. I will have the majority of the force ready here, which is quite good. I could have the other AO as a backup, just in case. That's something to bear in mind. Right. ADAGs moving there. I don't know. I don't really need them at Roynham, but it's nice to have them around. Might be better to move them elsewhere, really. I don't like the fact of things being in the marshal due to the fact of just the possibility of being whacked, but that's something to bear in mind. Let's see. Still loading, which is annoying. How many men on board? 180. Is it just equipment here at the moment? Don't be searchlights. Okay. I don't think I can unload the searchlights here. Searchlights are a pain in the ass. They're weird things, really. They are weird things. But I don't know. I'm going to have to double check whether or not I can actually unload the searchlights over here at Comac. Might need a larger port. Which is annoying. But we'll see about that. Right. Okay. Now, I do have these men over here, actually. Thing is, I can't load up these men while I've got those searchlights aboard, which is annoying as hell. So they do take up that space. Yeah, searchlights are a pain in the arse. But we do have the majority of the force over here. Obviously, I do want to get the 144th back to Malaya so it can reunite and form a division. But that's going to take some time. It might be just a poor captain. What I'd say with the battleships is look towards the captains. Look at their naval skill. It might be that they just have low naval skill. That and battleships are interesting. At least the American old BBs are in... it's one of these of, well... If there's lots of different classes, they don't tend to do so very well. And if you're using like more modern heavy cruisers that do have that speed advantage, it's one of those like they might be able to maneuver in to take a shot. Like, I don't have full information on the combat model itself, but it's kind of like you're probably better off using the BBs as just BBs and some DDs, perhaps. Well, what you need there, Jenny, is an AKE or a large port and a large amount of naval support. That should do you. Okay. Now, we are quickly coming towards the end of the stream here. The reason being, it's just going to take me some time just to refamiliarize myself with the situation here. Then I'm still pretty tired. I'm going to have to recover. I've been so flat out lately. I just need that sleep. But I wanted to get the turnout tonight. It has been a little while. I didn't want people to despair. I also wanted to perform this experiment as well, just to see what the YouTube reception is like. Yeah, battleships are logistics, logistical investments, but then again, so is every ship, really. Okay, so moving over here to Victoria Point with these engineers, which I'm looking forward to having. So if I double check over here, then let's see, can I get you moved out there? So I would very much like to unify that squadron. So transfer to Hankow. I'm going to have to really think over the situation. I don't know. going to be an interesting one. Right. No, I still can't do it. What I'm going to say is probably due to this one being a subdivision of a subdivision, which is annoying. Let's see. Yeah, B1. They would be ready to fly tomorrow. So I suppose I might as well wait for them tomorrow. I suppose. I could, there's always I could disband them and wait for them to get back in the pool, which is not a big deal. I might disband them so I actually have this group ready to combine today. Which is something to consider. Yeah, I'm going to actually take a look at the aircraft losses. So 5, 3... That's quite a few aircraft here today, that's unfortunate. Yeah, so he loses a H-81, so he's won the exchange there in terms of, like, losses inflicted. But the thing is, that's over now. He's not going to find that again. And he's not going to attain the success that he had once before. It's never nice taking losses, but these are minimal losses, really. Could have been worse. But we know where he's operating from. I'd imagine he would expect me to go ahead and whack Changtai. I'm going to say no. I'm going to continue to concentrate on the actual targets of opportunity. The reason being, well, if I go on ahead and whack Changtai, he could just simply move them to another airfield, and then I'd be wasting my time. Right now, I don't see any other units in China moving. That is interesting. I think that should be cut off from supply completely now. And it's boxed in there. Thing is, it's in bloody swamp, isn't it? Of course it's in fucking swamp. I could do a unit here and there as well. Yeah, here, here, here. And then at least I'd completely have it boxed in so it couldn't escape and it just would surrender then. It's really irritating trying to do a units like that. They're like almost harder to deal with due to the fact that they can just retreat elsewhere. There's irritating things. Okay. Brigade there. So you would be there 2 days, more or less. The rail line is now open once again, which is excellent. So I'm going to have you shifted out here to Wuchang. There we go. So I think what we're going to do then is set out with these divisions. That is an encouraging result over there. And it does make me wonder, actually, as regards to his supply status, to be honest. Could be like an outlier, but it's weird. You know what I mean? It's like there should be like some sort of minimum level of supply, especially if it's marched out from Nanyang. I mean, if it marched out from Nanyang, you would imagine that it would have had some supply. It's not far from Nanyang either. Terrain's clear. It's next to major roads on secondary road. He controls those hexes. Well, not the hex that we kicked him out of. I don't know. That one could allude to significant information then at Nanyang. Maybe Nanyang is low or even out of supply. Which is interesting. It might be that we actually attack over here at Nanyang before we attack down here at Henyang. Which is interesting. It could be that we look towards a back door. I'd imagine, I mean, we know, well, he's probably got around about, I'm going to say he's probably got around about 100,000 troops or something in this area, maybe. We saw similar numbers at Ichang. Yeah, it depends really. It depends. See, the thing is with Xi'an is what I could do is I don't want to march through this area here, take ages. What I'd be better off doing then is if let's say that we do take Nanyang, I'm better off leaving a garrison over here and then marching back over here. Let's see what are the roads like. Yeah, I'd be better off leaving a garrison here. I mean, there is major roads which I could use, but I'd rather not move through the wooded rough or wooded terrain, due to the fact that if he puts a unit there, he could block me quite easily. So what I'd rather do then is head back and then head up this road over here. Or... yeah, head back to Chengchao. Then it might be a case of loading them up via train to head over here. Or it might actually just be quicker. It may in fact just be quicker than just to march up this way, march this hex here, and then look just across over there. It could take a long time. Well, it would take a long time. Oh, there we go. God damn it. Ah, click off. Yeah, it would take a long time. But it might be quicker to just cross one hex here without roads than to go all this way via rail or march all this way. But then again, it probably is quicker just to march. I'd have to take a look at that one and work out really how long that would take. So I think it would be entirely without roads, which could take a very long time. So, something to bear in mind there. Something to definitely bear in mind. Yeah. We'll see about that one. But that would probably be the way to approach it, because then once I took Nanyang, what I'd be looking towards doing then is moving across the clear terrain here. So obviously this is like crappy terrain, but I am sending forces down this road now. Let me just turn off one. I am sending forces down this road now. I mean, it's obviously secondary road, so obviously it would take some time. But if I could get into these areas here, this is both clear terrain. Xi'an is actually clear terrain as well. Indeed. Hey, Dinner Shipwreck. Good to have you, my friends. Yeah, so if I was to march up over here, which is what I want, then cross and then cross into the clear terrain, it would be significantly easier. I don't know. Maybe it would march up here. It depends, really. It depends on the kind of victory and the kind of numbers that would be at Xi'an. But I would prefer to march on a longer journey through... well, yeah, just to be able to reach that clear terrain, to be honest. Reasoning being that he could hold us up in ×2, ×3 terrain. Oh, I'm getting called. I'm going to bet that's probably Richard. Hold on. Okay. But what I'm going to say then with that is I'm going to call the stream. So thank you so very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be carrying on shortly with... maybe tomorrow, maybe the weekend. I'm going to see what my timetables are like. I'm going to see what I can do to get a handle on the turn once again, really, just to see how I can refamiliarize myself with it. Obviously, give you guys some time to refamiliarize yourself as well. So what I'm going to say then is thank you so very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. And if you have, please do consider subscribing to the channel if you're new to the channel. You can also find me on Twitch and XTRG as well. There's Richard York. Otherwise known as Gamma Ray, Mr. Gamma Ray York, York Gamma Ray, or as I call him, Mr. Rabbit Hutch. But indeed, thank you so very much for watching there, ladies and gentlemen. If you guys do enjoy my content, please do consider becoming a patron as well. That definitely does help me out considerably, as it helps to keep the channel growing. There we go. That is the usual YouTube spiel, and as my due diligence done. Until next time, thank you for watching, and goodbye. Have a beautiful evening, and an even better day, and have a beautiful Christmas season. Goodbye for now.